Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the C Files on YouTube, and this is a special video for Locust, North Carolina. My name is Jeff Claiborne. I am running for Locust City Council, and I thought maybe some would do some research and want to know a little bit more about the candidates that are running. Currently, there are 7 candidates for City Council. 4 of them are incumbents, and 3 are newcomers. Of those candidates, I believe all of them, frankly, to be good candidates for city council. And so whoever is brought in on city council out of this select group, I will be happy for the city because I believe the city will be in good hands. But I do believe that I need to tell you a little bit more about myself. I grew up in a place called Hendersonville, Tennessee, went to Hendersonville High School. And after high school, for a year, I did a little bit of college, a little bit of time at the community college, a little bit of time at Middle Tennessee State University before joining the military. I joined the Navy during the time when the hostage crisis was occurring in Iran, when um, uh, Jimmy Carter was still president, Reagan was running for president, and he won that year the presidency and would be coming in January of 1980. And this hostage situation was due to a regime change within the Iranian government, whereas the Shah of Iran was kicked out and a new person was installed, and I can't remember his name, but he was of the Muslim religion, very strong, wanted to make Iran more Muslim country. Anyway, he took hostages from the embassy, the United States Embassy, and held those hostages for a very long time. And that inspired me and a friend of mine who I was working with at the Middle Tennessee um, Mental Health Institute. We were psychology technicians working there to go into the military, so we decided to go into the United States Navy. I spent 7 years active in the Navy. There was a small break between my first enlistment and my second enlistment, but basically during the entire years that Ronald Reagan was president, I was in the military, active duty, and a short time working at the Tennessee State Corrections as a correctional officer in between enlistments, and worked a maximum security prison at that time. Um, those were good years. I deployed twice. I met my wife on the second deployment at Olongapo Bible Baptist Church in Olongapo, Philippines. We were both Christians, and we ended up getting married and having a family. I have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Um, Most of my grandchildren are either homeschooled or attending a Christian school. My children attended Christian school when they were growing up. The time that I spent in the military was in San Diego, California, as I got stationed there. When I left the military, I entered law enforcement in San Diego. And I went through the police academy, studied criminal justice at Miramar College, and made a career out of law enforcement. Worked for 3 different police departments in the San Diego area, including San Diego PD and the San Diego Community College Police Department. I had a good career. I gained an advanced post certificate out of California, which is the highest you can get as a patrol officer or police officer in California. I still retained, however, my Tennessee values, the values that I had growing up in a Southern Baptist church. I grew up in Hendersonville at the First Baptist Church of Hendersonville, and I retained those Christian values and moral standards. and I'm very dedicated to biblical values in the Word of God. And that's my guiding principle when it comes to anything that I do, is to do it according as unto the Lord and to do things right. Now, we moved to Locust after my career in law enforcement and some medical conditions that knocked me out of law enforcement after a 30-year career, which have been resolved, by the way, to here in Locust, North Carolina, because all of our children moved to the East Coast and back to the roots that I came from, and they are well established here. My daughter Hannah is a former Locust police officer, a former Stanley County Sheriff deputy and sergeant. That is the county in which Locust is located. But part of Locust is also located in Cabarrus County, so there's a small section of Locust in Cabarrus County and a small section in Stanley County. And my daughter's currently a detective, or what's called CID, Criminal Investigation Division, for Cabarrus County Sheriff's Department. My wife is a nurse, and she works at Matthew Glenn, a retirement home where they have a full medical facility, and she takes care of the elderly. And I have a daughter who is a pastor's wife. He is planting a church. My son-in-law, Corey Huddleston, is planting a church up in Virginia, Blacksburg area, where there's a university, and they hope to have an effect there for the university in that town as they establish that church. And it is a Reformed Baptist church. I am currently attending Carolina Presbyterian Church here in Locust, which has a good Christian school, and they are well established, and I really enjoy the fellowship there at that church. As far as Locust goes, it is a wonderful town, and I think the world of it. I think the world of the people who are working hard to take care of this city. There's issues that pop up, and I know the big issue is the growth issue. I am currently appointed by the City Council on the Planning and Zoning Committee for Locust, North Carolina. And we are dealing with a lot of issues because there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of growth that's coming into North Carolina. Some states are emptying out, like California, and some states are growing, like North Carolina. And the reason North Carolina is growing is because it's a good place to live, it's business friendly, and you can come here and live a fairly comfortable life, and it's a good quality of life. And business can come here, and the entrepreneurs can come and start a business and not be so hindered by government regulations and so forth. Now, the good thing about Locust is that it is not a sanctuary city, so it doesn't lack protection and protective services for its citizens. The Locust Police Department does a wonderful job, and we have good fire and ambulance services here at Locust as well. The utilities are done well, and this is what I want to continue, is to have these services to continue to do an excellent job. And so my purpose for running is my concern for the next generation, my concern for threats that could come into a town, a city, a small city like Locust of about 5,000 people currently, of someone trying to push us into being a sanctuary city or something that would threaten the livelihood and the safety of the community and the safety of the citizens. That's something that I would wholeheartedly stand against, and I would never, ever vote for that. I would never allow for that in my vote. So, and I would argue against it. So, so my idea is to keep Locust family friendly, to keep Locust business friendly, to maintain a good quality of life for Locust. These are good old-fashioned principles that I believe every municipality should strive for, but they don't all strive for that. And um, and that's what I would like to maintain for this city as a city council member. So if you wanted someone who has those values and would pursue that agenda, as well as uh, through zoning laws and within the law, the case law, and all that, being able to take care of the city with the growth, then give me a vote. Thank you.